Welcome to the Damn Dude Podcast, where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude. So, first of all, I want to start the show off by saying thank you to all the listeners everywhere you guys are at and all the listeners around the world. We are officially, let me see here. We're in 74 different cities, 10 countries, and 4 continents. So that's pretty dope. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. That's really dope for fucking organic shit going on here, you know what I mean? um with that being said, man, like the other thing I wanted to start off with saying this podcast before I really like get into it, tell you what it's about and whatnot was man, last episode with the homie Dane, holy shit, that was a banger. I mean, they're all fucking bangers. But man, he's a real star in a real way, and it's like it's evident and it shows, and it's his work ethic is there, his interpretation, everything. And I think it's so cool. I really respect what he does and how he does it. And yeah, thanks for coming through, bro. That was awesome. Um Yeah, man. I listening back to it, like a lot of times I'll go through and I'll go through to edit or just kind of recheck out the episode or whatever, and like I don't know, this one snagged me really good. It was intriguing like the whole time. It was really cool. And something that really doesn't, oh, if you watch the video you'll see, but like um well, when the video comes out, because videos come later. uh anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, so the other thing I want to do is start off by saying rest in peace to my homie Stan, um, Stan Wesley Enriquez Pielago. Rest in peace, bro. I fucking love you, man. I miss you, dude. Got your picture right here. That's who that is. If you can see, it's my boy. That was from high school. Um, Fuck, man. I gave a dedication episode to him, which was episode 10. So you guys can go back and peep that out if you want to kind of get a better idea of, who he was and what I had to say about him and stuff. And it was cool because some of the homies were like, hey, bro, like, can you send me the link to that? Like, I was like, yeah, man, which was cool, because I was like, I guess his girlfriend got to hear it and, some of the other homies got to hear it. And I was like, damn, like, it really hit me too. Like, yo, it's a big responsibility for me to be in this position of like documenting who he was. I don't want to like say stuff that somebody doesn't believe he is or doesn't relate to or like something like that. So I don't know. I was just honest and I don't really have anything bad to say about anybody anyway. So it was just really natural. On top of that, people who are like my friends and brothers who it feels like, not exactly family members, but I just want to take a moment to say rest in peace to obviously Stan Pielago, Pablo Tafolla, Spider, John William O'Day, rest in peace. Kara Franco, rest in peace, Kara. Warner, Money, Warner Money Prenters, rest in peace, man. Nia Coleman, rest in peace. Oh man, those people I just mentioned, Stan, Pablo, John, Warner, Kara, Nia, they were all like friends who I had growing up, and it was like their deaths really impacted me, and like they stayed with me. And it's cool because I just want to dedicate everything I do in their honor and really just like put on for our city and our town. And it's like, man, like Mira Mesa is where we come from. There's a lot of us that didn't, it's like the odds are against us and stuff. So it's cool just to see people make it out of our town and see people blow up, and like as much recognition as we can give to these people who are legendary as people who come from here. I think that's doing diligence to their honor and a proper way to pay respects. So much love to you guys. All people from Mira Mesa essentially, and or a part of Mira Mesa, and they're part of who we are. They're part of the culture. Um, it's pretty crazy to me. Like excuse me. I'm seeing that like, hmm. Oh, I guess I'll tell you guys some of the stuff this episode is about if you if you're kind of a, fair weather listener and you need some enticing to stick around, I guess, and just for the sake of practicing, like I said, this whole show intro, I'm kind of I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I like it or not. So, kind of notice it's fun if I just jump right into it. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna just keep fucking just going. Let's just keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Easy E style, man. Like if you fuck it up, just keep going. It doesn't matter. That's why the authenticity lives here is because we're not editing shit out. There was one time I said a gang name that I wasn't quite allowed to say on one of the episodes before, and I had to it, and I was like, in the moment, I was like, man, fuck it. But looking back, I was like, like, there's people who can still potentially get in some kind of trouble just by their group being in existence. So I kind of thought of it, I was like, oh, okay, lesson learned, check. So I gotta be careful with that. You know, it's like a lot of people don't understand why you can't say a certain gang name or whatever. For one, it's just part of the like, it's kind of just part of like code. You know, you can't just go out saying whatever, talking about whatever click or set or whatever. You know, and yeah, man. Anyways, it's trippy. Like I look back at like growing up and like I don't feel like I was ever the guy who was like cool to know. You know what I mean? Like I was always just like around and it's weird because I always felt like outcasted and stuff, you know? And it was like I didn't realize that like my weirdness and my outcast ishness outcastedness ishness what am I trying to say? Somebody please help me. um, anyway, my weirdness as a kid was like I didn't realize that it was always leading me towards podcasting in some way shape or form, like because podcasting, I don't even like that word, it's kind of a dorky word, but that's what it is. You know, like having a talk show or something like that is like talking was always the scariest thing to me. So doing this is crazy because when I was young, I remember in second grade I had this vision. In second grade is when I wasn't talking really. So I was just sitting at school and I remember sitting at lunch and I heard people talking and I was like, "What are you gonna be when you grow up?" Da, 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 da. And I was just like, and I remember thinking, I was like, "Man, I don't know what I'm gonna be like. I know I'm gonna be pretty rich, and I know I'm gonna be like pretty famous or like well known or something, you know?" And I was just like, "Man, like I don't know why or how or for what. Like I don't really have any special skills. I'm just kind of suffering a lot and I'm thinking about a lot of shit." So that kind of equaled like I don't know, just being in a creative space and thinking that my creativeness was stupid. So it's interesting how it kind of like pointed me to this, you know? It's like, yeah, I'm not famous and yeah, I'm not rich. And at the same time, like if I keep going, just statistically I'm gonna be, which is kind of interesting, you know? It's like if you play the numbers for what they are, it's just a numbers game. Like it, you know, the more times you put something out, the more times you have of something you did or doing becoming successful or popular or well known or something like that, you know? So it's interesting because as a guy who was like not really the cool guy, like you know, it's like I wasn't the popular. It's interesting. I wasn't the popular kid in school, like by any means, but at the same time, I like knew and know everybody somehow. You know, it's really weird. Like I don't understand how exactly it happened. I know where it comes from, but I don't understand exactly how that happened. You know what I mean? I'm like, how do I actually know everybody? Like it's kind of weird. Like I feel like I feel like I'm relatively antisocial, so like to have myself know a lot of people, to have other people say that, whoa, you know a lot of people and we come from the same place is really weird to me. It's a cool compliment to me in a way, I guess is kind of how I take it for one. And then on the other hand, it's it's just interesting to me because I'm like, well, I was never at any point out meeting people. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely don't like to go out and meet people. That's like for sure not one of my favorite things. I don't mind meeting people, but to like purposely go out and do that, on purpose, I'm not really about that. But like, um, so I'm like, how do I know all these people? But then I go back and like I think about it, and I'm just like, dude, like, I think back at my dad, I might have said this before, but my dad told me this pizza party analogy, and like, for me, I was really food driven, and I still am, and like, food motivated. And for me, like, yo, you got the opportunity at some bomb ass food, like, for free or something, and it's like, whoa, like, just the gift of food to me is such a big deal. And I like almost don't know how to handle it, like I feel so like weird, like like I feel guilty or like I owe you something if you give me food, like but to me it's like the biggest blessing. It's like wow, like somebody really cares about you if they make you food. And I remember a bunch of times people had made me food and it's like it stands out to me and it's a cool thing to me. And it's like I remember when people would make me cakes or like my little essay sister Mariana, what up essay, made me cheesecake or cake, and I was just like, oh man, like I feel so special. This is crazy, like I won't forget this stuff. Or Norma, or anybody that did that, I'm just like, wow, this is cool, man. Like I remember those things, and I think it's really cool. So I appreciate that. But my point was my dad told me the story of when he was a kid, how his he was nice to like these weird kids or the nerds or something in school, and they ended up winning a pizza party because of them like getting good grades on their tests or some shit. And out of all the people, they said my dad told me that they invited him to their little pizza party, and they didn't let they each basically had like a pizza to themselves. They had way more pizza than they could even know what to do with. And I don't know if I'm remembering this exactly right, but this is how I interpret it, and it made it mean a lot to me, which was that, like, yo, like, I was nice to those people, and they gave me pizza, and it was cool. And it's like, and obviously the lesson is deeper than pizza. It was like, yo, like, you be nice to everybody, because it's just in your best interest to be cool with everybody. And I'm kind of like, whoa, I think that's, pretty damn cool. So I kind of wanted to make it a point to, like, be nice to everybody, or, like, be cool with everybody, so maybe one day I can get invited to the pizza party. You know what I mean? Like maybe one day I can have a slice of the people at the special table. Maybe I can have a slice of the winner's circle. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'll get to experience what that feels like. Maybe I get to experience that feeling of winning at some point. And to me in my brain I'm always like, man, like I want to be cool with people so I can like get invited to that pizza party. And you know what I mean? I've been invited to that pizza party on several occasions, metaphorically, and I guess realistically too. um, and I'm like, damn, I feel like because I had that perception and that interpretation of life and people that really kind of like lingered at the background of me like being by myself and all of that was like I'm gonna win, like I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what, like, but I'm gonna win somehow. Like I can't just keep losing fucking forever. And it's like, yeah, life kind of seems like that keeps happening because fucking it's like, dude, like life will kick your ass sometimes, man. And it's like I've had my wins and I've had my losses, and I think it's interesting because over this past week, dude, so I've been talking about this for a while. It's been like almost next week will be 4 weeks that I've had my credit card hacked and my bank hacked, and and I'm like waiting to get my shit back. So I ended up getting a check like for some of my lost money, but like I can't get into my account, so I can't use my card, and I don't know if my next like check is even gonna be like come through or what. So there was at one point last week I had no money. I had like, well, excuse me, I didn't have no money. I had probably had like $2 and like 60 or 40 something cents in like spare change. Half of them are like Canadian or like Peruvian or fucking peso or like Mexican pesos. proving solace, or like I was like random little coins, Canadian shit you accidentally get somehow, and I'm like, damn, I'm fucking tripping, dude. Like at one point I couldn't afford to pay my bills. I mean, I still can. I'm still in the hole, but literally giving each person like, oh, here's $10, here's $10, because that's all I could do right now to just not get like my shit shut down, you know? And I'm struggling, man. I'm so far behind. And having my accounts locked, that put my other account where my auto pay shit, put my other account into negative. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm just running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Like at the same time, I'm not because I'm keeping cool, you know? So I'm like, oh, maybe I'm like a chicken with my head on. Still. But dude, like it got sad because like I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna maintain. Dude, I ran out of deodorant, and you know it's not often you run out of deodorant. And for me, like I said, I barely ever use deodorant, like very, very rarely. The only time my armpits sweat is when it's slightly cold out, and I say this to everybody, and the people are like weirded by why I say this, but like my life problems, I have big shit go on, but I don't really recognize them as problems. I'm just like, oh, it's just a big life lesson. I'm not really tripping. Like, huge things don't bother me that much, but the little slightlies, the things that are slightly piss me off. I don't like things slightly. Like, I want it to be all the way or not. Like, I don't like slightly. And when I'm slightly cold, I'm so uncomfortable. I just do not like that feeling. And yeah, it makes my armpits sweat. But anyways, so a thing of deodorant will last me like a year at least, because like I said, I barely use it. I only use it for a couple months out of the year when it's slightly cold. So like I was like, yo, I finally ran out after like a year. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like can't even afford to buy fucking new deodorant. I can't even afford to buy new body wash. Like, fuck, dude, like my bills are due. My freaking everything's just late. The creditors are calling. I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, this sucks, dude. Like, I'm feeling my worst. And then one time when it really hit me the hardest was when uh I wanted to go buy a bag of I wanted to go buy a bag of Pandasol, and I went to the store and it's like I'm like, all right, Pandasol is like $3 for a bag, right? And I mean, back in the day it was like $2, $1.50 or something when I was a kid. But like, oh, if you don't know what pandesal is, it's Filipino like bread, like sweet bread, kind of almost sweet, sort of. It's fucking bomb. But there's hella stuff you can do with it. Oh, I love it. But I went and I guess the pandesal went up. It was like four something. I was like, oh, and I literally didn't have enough to buy some pandesal. Like I can't even buy fucking some rolls, you know, like this sucks. And I was just so sad. And I was like, oh man, like, what am I doing, man? Like, how the fuck am I 35 years old and I can't buy a bag of fucking pound of salt? Like, this is super shitty, dude. And I'm just like, why do I keep even trying to do what I'm trying to do? Like, how am I gonna maintain and feel like, like I'm something? How am I supposed to keep believing in myself when all my bills are past due, everything's late, and I can't even afford a fucking little bag of bread from the little local bakery? You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I supposed to get through this shit? Like, that's fucking gnarly, dude. And so I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, damn, I must really believe in myself, because I really believe it's like when we don't see or hear the things that we want to see and hear in public or in the news or in the world, like we've got to just be that. There's kind of no other choice once we observe that, and you run out of options, you know? So like it's interesting because like I was saying too, like I wasn't really the cool guy to know, and I'm not really still. I mean, I guess maybe it's cool to know me, but like, well, no, it's definitely cool to know me. But like um, like I realized like because I naturally wasn't like the cool guy to be liked, I had to be somebody who could be cool enough to at least get to know everyone. You know, and I figured like, well shit, if at least everyone gets to know me, or I get to know them, then for one, that's my pizza party entry, and two, it's like that's just me being getting to be able to be cool with everybody, and that's challenging myself, like how I can step it up to the next level. If I see somebody I think is cooler than me, like why? Like what is it in myself I don't love about myself, or what is it that I'm inspired by that person, being so cool or whatever. And it's like whether it's style or the way somebody talks or conducts business or speaks on certain subjects or things like that. All these things are like different traits that make us cool and unique. And it's like, if you realize that you're weird and nobody else is weird how you are, and you think and you hear shit and see shit that nobody else does, you got to put that out, because that's the stuff that other people are going to relate to the most. So it's a trip, like when like truly, like if you don't like, I notice that all the conversations I have with my friends and associates and whoever, I'm not hearing these conversations on podcasts or different shows or on the radio. Like, I'm like, yo, dude, there's something is just hugely missing from all this. And I'm like, if I'm the one who spotted the problem, I better do something about it. It's like if you fucking knocked something over, you better pick it up, because it's like if you know and you just ignore it and you know that you ignore it, then you're out of integrity and your shit's gonna be all out of whack. Then that's how you attract bad luck, bad karma, all that type of stuff to yourself. So it's like, I think also it's like what I kind of learned to like assess from like observing people and stuff was like, you really can like tell if a person is good or not. Like you can start seeing people's intentions easier when we've tuned into body language and people's energies and things like that. And it's just interesting that you can, when you see the intentions in somebody or something, like that is what makes the difference. Because if your intentions are good and you fuck something up, it's kind of okay because your intentions were good. It's like if your intentions were bad and you fuck something up, then it's like, damn, you're gonna really pay. Same thing, it's like if you go to be a preacher and you just rob all the people's money, it's like you're in it for the wrong intentions. Yeah, you're doing good shit, you're spitting some good game, you're helping people here and there, but the reality is like you're on some sneaky scheming shit and you're stealing from the people, then like that's gonna fall apart and your demise is gonna be twice as hard. So you know what I'm saying? Like we really, our intentions are everything, and I think that's why when I couldn't afford bread and I couldn't afford deodorant and I couldn't afford the essentials of life, like I realized I'm like, why do I even keep podcasting? Why do I even keep believing in myself? And what really struck me was that my intentions are good. I have really, really good and really, really pure intentions for what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how I'm doing it. I'm willing to go through the mud and go through the dirt and start from absolute ground zero and just build this shit. Like we're fucking coming about the mud, dude. Like literally, fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think our intentions are everything, and that leads kind of to the next thing, which would be like, really how body language says so fucking much, dude. Like this shit is a trip. I've been able to make friends who don't even fucking speak the same language. Um, yeah. I'm gonna take a quick break real quick here. I'm gonna drink some water real fast, maybe smoke a bowl, and I'm gonna be right back here. 1 second.
Damn, dude. I know Mira Mesa, Calvin, even though Calvin looked like he just ate a cat.
What up, everybody? We're back. That shit cracks me up every time. That's from a random Ben Baller podcast episode. He was, I don't even know what he's talking about, but like he was just talking about how somebody was like hella Asian. He's like, yeah, fucking Calvin, like he just looks like he just ate a cat. And then the other one, um, which is funny to me too, is we had this one recorded. Which is perfect because I'm Chinese and Norwegian, so it's like, hey, that's pretty cool. That's some pretty tight sound clips. And I never heard some shit like that. So I promise you, this is the first time you heard some shit like that on here. Because yeah, nobody else got sound clips like that. um, no, so it's crazy. So like what I was talking about with intentions, dude, like it's everything. And what's interesting too is like our intentions can speak through our body language. And like how I was saying, I met friends who don't even speak the same language just through body language and intention. And like they say it's like now like 92% or some shit of everything we say is through body language. So it's like that's the same reason when you got your best homies and you could be like, ah, fuck you, bro. And it's like he's not like, oh my God, like why did you say that? It's like, no, like fuck you, like I love you, like that's what I mean. Or it's like shit like that. It's like you see your homies, you start talking shit, and it's like, hey, what's up, fucker? Or you know what I mean? How I guess dudes more so, but there's girls that talk like that too. And so I think that like body language says everything. That's what makes the difference of being able to walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, fuck you," and it not be a fight versus them be like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" Like, that's like night and day difference. And how I've been talking about my homie Stan who passed away. Here's another group picture of me and the homies. Pablo, Stan, both of them rest in peace here on the side. Um, I don't know if you can see that at all on the camera. And then we got my homie Chode, Skins, Brooke, and Sasha. Oh no, Sasha and Brooke. And I think here's Hoochie in the corner. But yeah, you can just see a shoe and leg or something like that, an arm. Um, whatchamacallit? What was I calling it that? Oh yeah, but Stan, when I met him, he was like fresh from the PI in the Philippines, and he barely spoke English, and it was like cool because we literally like started being friends over like head nods and hand gestures and like noises and obviously the the Filipino point. Shout out to my Filipinos, you know what I'm talking about. When you point with your lips. Um, what I'm saying? Like we're doing all that shit and we first became hella tight. I remember the first time we hella spent a lot of time together was when he was teaching me the hand whistle thing. I probably can't do it because I'm on camera. Oh, that's terrible. I'm doing a major disservice to you, homie. I promise I could do it. Um, but yeah, anyway, I remember that was like how we first really became friends, and it was like, yo, this is pretty dope, dude, because it taught me. We were in sixth grade. We were in elementary school. We were at Erickson. Shout out to my Vikings. Was good. And what happened? Oh no. Oh no. Was I even recording anything? Well, I accidentally hit the mute button on my thing.
I know Mira Mesa.
Damn, okay. Sorry guys. I'm like messing the show up actively. I don't know if that just went silent in the middle of that there. There's like a big flat bar. Fuck. Oh, we'll see.
Damn, dude.
The show goes on. um, oh, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying I met Stan in like in sixth grade at Erickson Elementary.
I know Mira Mesa.
There you go. Man, so what's funny because what just happened leads me to exactly kind of like where this my brain was going with this next thing, which is like actually starting a podcast. And it's like this market is so oversaturated, and a lot of people use that as their main reason not to do something. And I'm looking at this like, well, hold on, if you fucking put your chip in, then you got a bigger chance at winning. Your chance of winning the prize that you're gonna win from playing in such a big pot is way bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because of that factor. So I'm like, dude, if I can go all in on something where there's hella people who aren't all in, how can I not win? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, it showed me when I couldn't afford bread, I couldn't afford deodorant, I couldn't afford gas, I couldn't afford food, I couldn't afford fucking baby formula, I couldn't afford shit for my kids, I couldn't afford food for myself. I'm like, how the fuck do I stay believing in myself? Why do I keep doing this? Like, why do I even? It's like there's no recognition, not no recognition, but there's very little recognition doing this. At the same time, I get a lot of props from people who it blows my mind, the type of people that open up to me and how people just come out of nowhere and just open up to me, and it's like, holy shit, dude, like this is kind of not kind of, this is absolutely like a very big deal. Like, wow, I really respect that, and I honor that, and I cherish that, and I'm so appreciative. And that's why like you always hear me just trying to share love and spread some positivity, because I've been through some shit, and I know what it's like to be, on the other end of the trigger, and I know what it's like to be on, like, like down the barrel side, and like all of that shit. And it's like, dude, that was necessary for me to learn this, but if you don't have to go through that, then you don't have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these lessons that you hear anybody who's like kind of obtained freedom for themselves in their life and getting freedom from their brain, is that they love what they do, and it's like that's the only way you're gonna escape your brain, is to love what you do and do what you love. And if you're not doing that, your brain is gonna just keep antagonizing you. And even when you do what you love, it's gonna antagonize you, but it's a different antagonization. It's like when you come through the end of it, you're stronger, faster, you're more motivated. And when it's really what you love to do, then you can't, it doesn't just end, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have that love for it. Even if you get burnt out, you're gonna come back, sort of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, dude, like the faith that it takes to do this is phenomenal. Like I said, I keep coming back to, like, I don't even know why or how I have what it takes to believe in myself to do this, to keep fucking showing up and keep doing this. And it's because I keep getting little glimpses of my dreams coming true, and I'm like, whoa, like I was emailing back and forth with Brad Lee's assistant, and I was just like, whoa, like this is real. And she had commented on my email, like, wow, that was a really cool email you sent me. And I was like, whoa, I've never had anybody tell me anything like that. But how I was just so fucking real and authentic. And I was like, yo, like, I'm gonna just, yo, I was like, I'm here to very respectfully take your spot as the realest podcast in the game. And they all like responded to it. I was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm here to show love, and it's like I'm here to show homage and pay homage. And Brad Lee, he's one of the best motherfuckers ever to do it. Absolutely ever. Ever. I promise you that Brad Lee's the realest, man. Like, and I'm here to take his title respectively. And my goal and why I was reaching out to him and his team was because I want him on my 100th episode, and he will be my 100th guest. And I know for me to have any skin in the game with these big dogs and these big hitters, I have to at least be able to put down 100. I put down 140 something practice ones. I got this one. We're in the real game now. Like, I got this shit. Yeah, there's times where I suffer and this and that, but it's like, yo, I'm here to keep it real, and I really must fucking believe in that, because listen to the shit that I've shared about myself. You know what I mean? Like, you could, like, I'm sure there's parts where you can hear that I've got some like ego in me or some shit, but at the same time, you could hear I also don't give a fuck. Like, I'm keeping it completely open and honest, and I'm keeping it real as fuck with you guys. And to me, that's priceless. And if I can deliver something that's priceless, then how much it's worth, I get to just say. And it's like when you get to say how much you're worth, I think you're powerful. So if I can put in the man hours and put in the time and put in this to become a maestro, become a master at this, become the master teacher, like that's what I'm here to do. And like it's crazy, because one thing that I'm gonna tell you, if you are starting out with this podcasting stuff, it's you just have to keep, and this applies to more than just podcasting, but I'm speaking specifically to people who want to start a podcast. But like I said, this applies to making music, starting a business, asking a girl out, guy, anything. Like, this applies to all of that. And it's like, first of all, you just have to put in the time and the hours. Perfectionism is an absolute trap. Is an absolute trap. If you need your shit to be so perfect that you're not putting it out, it's a trap, and it's not good for you. That's your self-doubt, actually. It's not even creativity and your like genius. It's your self-doubt disguised as that. And why do I say that is because if you don't just get like hmm ah there are certain mistakes you have to make along the way. And if your shit's too perfect, you're never going to make those mistakes. That's some real shit. Like if you're too focused on it being perfect, you're not going to allow yourself to make these healthy mistakes you need to make. People take mistakes as embarrassment, but it's actually a healthy thing to move you forwards. When you make mistakes, there's good mistakes to make. And I'll give this example for when I teach people surfing. Oh, do I have to tell people I do that? I don't know. Well, I only do it for those who request. Because it's like a spiritual thing to me, so I don't sell that sport. But excuse me. I mean, I sell my time, not the sport. But anyway, oh, when I teach people to surf, and there's a process, and this is the same thing when I teach babies to swim, or adults, or old people, or anything, kids, anyone, is that there are healthy mistakes to make along the way. So, for example, when it comes to surfing, excuse me, there's going to be a point. So, this is what's most typical when somebody starts out surfing. And let's say they kind of like, they're a little bit athletic, kind of understand how the ocean works and all of that shit. And they come out to come surf. Usually, most typically, what a new, like, somebody who's not even a Barney yet, like, they don't even know if they're committed to, to sucking yet, is that they will start off too far back on the board, and then they won't catch any waves. And what happens is like the nose of the board's in the air and you're too far back. And on a surfboard, the back of the board is the brakes and the front of the board is the gas, essentially, to a certain extent. So if you're on the back, you're not going to go anywhere. If the nose of your board's sticking out of the water, you're in stop mode, like the e-brake is on and the brake is on. So the wave's not going to pick you up. In order to stand up on the board, you need momentum. Otherwise, the board will sink. If you just stand on it on like a normal board, it will just sink. So you have to be laid properly. So what happens is when I'll tell people like, hey, you got to scoot up, they'll go way too far up to compensate because they just went through like 10 waves not catching anything. And then, well, maybe not 10, but they've gone through several waves not catching anything. It's like, oh, you're too far back. And then they're like, oh, shit, okay. So they'll go too far forward. Then what happens is they get slammed feet over their head. They get fucking cartwheeled. And when you get cartwheeled, it's scary because it's like, whoa, like you feel like you can you can break your neck. You feel like it feels scary. Like you just got like washing machined, and spin cycled. And it's like, it's pretty intimidating and it feels like, holy shit, like what just happened? But the thing is like literally 1 inch down from that tipping point, generally about an inch down, well, depending how far and how big your board is and waves are and all these things. But anyway, just in general, generalizing here, if you scoot back 1 inch, half an inch, couple millimeters back, that's your exact balance point to where the board's not going to flip. And also the board is just going to take off and drop into the wave because you need to have your weight exactly balanced on the board or it's not going to pick up in the wave no matter how hard you're paddling. So my point is that when you go and you make that nosedive, that is an absolutely healthy mistake to make. That means you're about to start catching waves. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't have started off just perfect, because you wouldn't know what it feels like. So you would just get slammed even in the proper position because you don't appreciate too far back and too far forward because you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to creating a podcast, creating a show, it's the same thing. You've got to make these mistakes. For me, let's apply this the same. My camera was too far forwards, too far back. And right now I'm sure it can still use some adjusting. I kind of just like stopped caring so much, and I kind of got the general idea of what the distance of it should be. I know that this computer is kind of blocking my way of the camera and this mic might be a little in my way, but like having the camera be perfect is the least of my worries right now. I'm just worried I'm just gonna watch it on, it's like the more cringy it is, I'll just stop doing that and then change it to something else. That's me. For me, I just kind of like go by how cringy it is, and it's like if it's hella cringy for me, it's probably like boring for somebody else. So that's how I personally kind of analyze myself, and I'm not even like, oh, that was so wrong or stupid. I'm just like, oh man, okay, I accept it. I did that. I'm gonna leave it out. I'm not gonna fucking go back and edit it. I've said some shit. I've done some dumb shit in episodes where it's so cringy. Oh, like for example, on that last episode with Dane, he kept talking about East Side, which East Side Dago, and I kept hitting the Southeast button. And clearly, East Side and Southeast is not the same thing. They're fucking close. But I was just excited because it had the word East Side in the thing, you know. And it was like, oh, going back, I was cringing. I'm like, I fucking on any day know it's different. I didn't mean to mash that because there's a lot of turf shit there. And I was kind of like, oh, just whatever, man. That was stupid. I absolutely look stupid there and sound stupid, and I did it like 2 or 3 times. But you know what? It is what it is. Like, fuck it, dude. Like, I could either go and be like, oh my god, and not put it out, or be like, think he come back and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, like his time's valuable. So what? You said something embarrassing. That's fine. Keep moving. And that's the thing is like, I'm not worried about the camera being perfect. If I was, I wouldn't put out content. If I was worried about my audio, my all this stuff being perfect, I wouldn't put out content. Like I just hit this button earlier and I was muted. Like fuck it, that's just part of the lesson. I'm learning how to set this up, how it flows, how it feels good. Like it takes time, man. Like you can't know your optimal settings and preferences and things to keep you at your highest performance right off the bat, you know? We've got to go through and like go through all the elements of it. And there was one time when like I really was like getting into it. My numbers were in like the several hundreds and I'm getting excited like hell yeah, like people are fucking with my videos, people are engaged, and it was just like it was popping off, man. Like I hadn't seen like engagement like that in a long time. And I was like, whoa, like I'm gonna fucking run with this, dude. Like fuck yeah, you know? So what ended up happening was I changed my studio setting and I made it before it was just me filming and talking. I didn't have any background. It was just my stuff every time. And that's what it is again right now. Like it's just my stuff in the back. You're not actually this isn't like a real background, you know what I mean? But I made this whole place my studio. Like it is what it is, you know? Like fuck. So when I switched up to making it was interesting because my content, what I was saying, how I was saying it, and the depth of what I was saying was the illest at that point. And people who went through and actually like sat and listened to it, they're like, yo, like why aren't people fucking with you? You know, it's like I don't know, man. And it's like, bro, like you really are dropping some of the realest shit. Like I don't understand why, like, you know, it's like I don't understand either. But that was coming from people who didn't from people and myself who didn't understand what do you call it? Like being on camera and shit, you know, like video presence and all of that type of shit. So I'm looking back, and then finally one of my homies who like hooked me up and gave me the info and like how to set the camera and all the shit. But like, so what I did, oh, I'm kind of getting sidetracked. So I had set up this whole background because people were fucking with my shit pretty tough. So I set up this whole background, and I was like, cool. I set up the whole studio. I had my fucking things, my pieces, all this stuff, and like, I was like, hell yeah. And like I said, my stuff was in the hundreds, and then all of a sudden it goes and drops down to fucking. I was literally getting like 2 to 4 views, not even likes, views, and I'm at 0 likes. And this went on for a month, maybe a little longer. But it was about a month that I just maintained 0 likes with 2 to 4 views on all my fucking videos. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, but because my reasoning, my intention was correct, it was because I really, my series was called Because Documenting. And if you follow my private page, you can see it. It's still public for now. I might change it at some point. But if you peep that shit, it's like, dude, I'm literally, my whole point was because I was documenting my life for my future generation to like watch and understand and see what life was like. You know what I mean? So that was why I was documenting that. And I'm like, dude, like literally my numbers just it was bad, dude, like bad, bad. And there was every reason for me to stop. Like it felt shitty. I was doing it in a rush. or not even in a rush, but like I was doing it before I'd actually go to work in the morning, and I was just like, man, I just grinded it out, and I just kind of kept going for some reason. I don't even know why I kept going, but I did, and it's a trip because like I look back at how much getting started versus perfectionism is such a thing for so many people, and they'll use their perfectionism as a reason to not move forwards. So there's nothing wrong with like getting your shit on point and quality control and all that, but I think it's a matter of just getting started. If you just get started, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're worried about perfection and all that, you're doing it for the wrong reason and you're not gonna last. So after you do two, three, four, five, six, you're just gonna kind of fade out and you might check back in on it every now and then, but it's just not gonna sustain. You know what I'm saying? It won't last. People who do things off purely excitement and mm, not the intention of like this is what I love to do and I'm gonna do this no matter what. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference, and that's why I didn't quit when I was getting zeros. When I'm hitting zeros every day, for a month straight, like I'm practically pretty much hitting zeros or one or two likes maybe. But like I said, my views were like 0 to 2 to 4, and it was like, damn, dude. When just previously people were commenting, sharing, posting this, that, the whole thing. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude, like, this is crazy. And then the other part of it too is like when you worry about perfectionism, there's gonna be all sorts of shit like uh equipment failure or malfunctions. Like, do you know how many times I've had my memory cards whack out and just be like, yeah, sorry, we're good, we're done. We just don't want to work anymore today. And the next day they work perfectly fine, and I'm like, what? How the fuck, dude? Like, I don't what was that? You know what I mean? And it's like, I like shit. There's a full moon now. My fucking computer's acting crazy. Like, great. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not the only one who experiences that. Like there's a full moon, the power's being weird, or the weather's being weird, it's causing the power to act strange or some shit. Like, yeah, I live in San Diego, it's not that bad, but like, still, my plug will be wacky and cut out sometimes or whatever, like. So that's what I wanted to do was just like document, and especially it's like, yo, there's this pandemic and da da da, pandemic, and I'm like, yo, dude, like I want people to understand that that there can still be a sense of normalcy amongst all the shit that's cracking off. Like, yeah, there's a pandemic, but yeah, there's still normalcy. Yeah, like there's authenticity, there's sharing, there's connection, there's opportunity, there's hope, there's creations, there's possibility, there's possibilities. It's unlimited, you know what I mean? And excuse me. And I think that it's like, yo, if all I'm hearing and seeing is people freaking the fuck out, I ain't trying to hear that shit, dude. Like, that's fucking whack, man. You know what I mean? In a place where we have the choice to freak out or create the life we want, those are really our two options. Like, what else do you have? Especially if you live in the United States, like, what other choice do you have other than to freak out or just create a life that you love? You know what I mean? Like really, if you're doing anything else, like what the fuck are you doing? Like yeah, you probably shouldn't be freaking out, but it's like that is normal. That fucking happens. So, mm, excuse me, drink some water. I I don't know why, man. I think I've been smoking a lot or something. My throat is kind of like I feel like I've been talking a lot. Excuse me. Um, dude, so it's kind of interesting. I was like thinking back of like at the I'm kind of thinking like when did how do I even say this? Like I feel like in a sense so you're gonna have to kind of stay with me. If you just take the beginning of this, it's gonna sound stupid. You got to hear the whole thing. um, but like I feel like society started dumbing down the moment that we started becoming communities and depending on each other. Now, what I mean by that is like at a certain point we just started becoming dependent on each other. And once we become dependent, we just kind of like let that knowledge go. Like, why is it that none of us, not, excuse me, not none of us, but why is it that the majority of us don't know how to farm and hunt? You know what I mean? Like, why wasn't that passed on and passed on and passed on? Well, it's not passed on to us because just several generations ago, everybody had to know that stuff. Excuse me. Just several generations ago, everybody had to know that or something affiliated to do with that. Some kind of trade, something. And even before you could have a trade, you just had to have a skill. You couldn't even trade it with anything. So eventually it's like these things just get lost and it's like, well, we eventually in turn kind of become dumber because we know less now. And now we're just dependent and it's like if the grocery store closes, now what? You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I know how to grow some green onions. I know north, south, east, and west. I'm pretty good. I feel like I could survive decently, but like at the same time, fuck, I look at my cousins, I look at other people, I'm like, yo, like I am a fucking wussy compared to you, dude. Like, I don't know shit, man. Like, fuck. So, I think that's funny. It's like, we kind of just, I don't know, it's like we used to be independent and live off the land and like all that. Now we just depend and we don't even depend on the land. We just depend on everybody else and we depend on people we don't even know to take care of our food and our health and our learning and our education and all of that shit. So that's why I was like, dude, like, that's why for me, my philosophy is I'm gonna put myself on the line and put it out there because if you know who I am and you hear it and you know my story, like, what other barriers are there? Now you can, if there's something that I say, you can trust it because it's like, yo, like, this fool comes from where I come from or something. It's like, he understands like this. There's people like, especially when you talk in circles and it's like people who know a lot of people, it'll often come up in conversation. It's like, oh yeah, like, hey, such and such is cool. Like he gets it. And it's like that, and it's interesting because it's like, oh, he gets it. There's some people that don't get it, and if you don't even know what the it is, then you probably don't get it, and that's fine. But there is a he gets it, he doesn't get it thing that exists in communities and I don't even know what to call it. I guess judgment too, but it's like it's weird. I guess that's also a low consciousness thing to say also, to even care if somebody gets it or not. Um I don't know, I'm just kind of just pointing it out. But I think that there is people that just kind of get shit and people that just don't. And it's like you could tell there's people who stay in a freak out zone, they live in a bubble, versus people who are like, oh, okay, let's go, let's try, let's do this, let's do that. And then there's people we all kind of have a little bit of both, and some are more or less here, there, or whatever. But like, it's a trip, dude. Um, so I think also what's fascinating is like because we have all this technology out now, like we're able to like kind of reclaim some of our shit that we lost. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, this is dope. I'm gonna get into this. We're gonna take a quick break real quick. I'm gonna be right back here.
Damn, dude!
What up, everybody? We back. Oh, yes. Relax. Relax. Um, Dude, so I was talking about like with society coming around, we kind of got dumbed down and we kind of go through phases of like being dumber, being smarter, being dumber, being smarter. And, that's cool. It's just life. And, what I was going to say was, dude, it's a trip because they told me my whole life when I was a kid, you can't rely on your calculator. What are you gonna have a calculator in your? What are you gonna walk around with a calculator in your pocket? And literally, when I was young, I would be like, well, if this much math is gonna be everywhere, then yeah. And she's like, no, you're not. And it was just like, okay. And then in my head, I'm like, but I really will. Like, lady, I will literally carry around a fucking calculator in my pocket if there's this much math out in the world. And like, real shit though. And it's like, dude, the question is, now, who doesn't walk around with a calculator in their pocket or purse? You know what I'm saying? If you got a phone, you got a calculator. What the fuck? lady, second grade teacher, dumbass. Like, what the fuck you mean I'm not gonna have a calculator in my pocket when I grow up? Lady, didn't you know that anything is possible? Didn't they teach you that? Like, why are you trying to squeeze that out of me, dude? Like, come on, bro. That's messed up, dude. You can try and call me stupid because I'm like some little ass kid and I fucking made some sense. Like, the fuck, dude. And speaking on that is, I want to say, I am so grateful that there are alarm clocks built into phones because, dude, how can, think about this. Like, really stop. Like, truly, truly, truly. Imagine you're at your homie's house and you use your alarm clock to wake up. What would you have done before your cell phone? What would you have done? Would you have brought your alarm clock from home? For those of you that don't realize this, if you're young, you back in the day we had alarm clocks. It was this fucking box, and if you were cool, yours was a radio also, and it just was a fucking thing that told time and went meep 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 when it was time to fucking wake up. And what would you do if you went to your homie's house? What would you do if you went to some girl's house, some dude's house? Like what? How would you wake up? What are you gonna fucking make them set the alarm clock? You know that you had to back in the day. But dude, think about how much of a luxury that is. That you can take a nap in your car on work and just be like, "Bring, ding, ding, ding," whatever your fucking noise is. That you can wake up to the noise of your fucking choice. You can wake up to your favorite song. You can wake up to whatever. And it's like, dude, holy shit, this is an absolute blessing. Like, alarm clocks are fucking dope, dude. And it's so fucking cool that, for one, an alarm clock could not even be as big as my phone back in the day, but that they just exist and work and, like, do their damn thing, you know? Like, bro, we're so blessed. So, my point with this is that, like, dude, we've kind of come back around to where, yo, we got really smart with some of the shit we've been doing. We fucking put an alarm clock, a stopwatch, a fucking video camera, a phone, a fucking voice recorder, a calendar. All of these things were separate items you used to have back in the day. Like, it's crazy. You can Google search, like in the images, something along, I haven't looked this up in a while, but like something along the lines of all the devices, like all the devices laid out that exist inside of a cell phone, something like that. Yeah, I'm sure you can think of better wording than how I just said it. But you can literally see, like, there's a fucking big ass camcorder, there's a fucking like typewriter, a fucking fax machine, a fucking computer, a voice recorder thing, box is hella big, like a clock, a watch, a stopwatch, an alarm clock, a big ass telephone, cords, the whole fucking thing. Like, dude, we're really fucking lucky to have this shit. So we're kind of in a smart age where we're actually moving faster as human beings, where it's like we spend less time doing extra shit. Well, I don't know. It's kind of double-edged sword, actually. But like, we have I should say we have the ability, we have the capabilities of doing and moving 20 times faster and staying on task and staying scheduled and stuff, Now, like, this is kind of funny because I don't always take my own, like, I don't always take the advice I give. I do my best to. I don't always take it. And at the same time, I do give good advice. Like, if it's for you and you're gonna do it, this shit'll work out, for the most part. But, why I say that is because, and kind of tying this whole phone thing together too, and like anything's possible, is like, yo, you can actually stay on task and on schedule just by the same thing that's in your pocket. Like, one thing I've noticed, all the successful people that I know and have met, how they operate is religiously through their calendar. Like, they do not fuck around when it comes to their calendar and their scheduling and all of that. And I do my best. Again, this is what I say. Like, I don't always take my own advice, and I should say, I do use my calendar, not as much as I should, but I've got all the shit written down in here. You know what I'm saying? I've got all the stuff I need that's important. And then so for me, it's like, I basically write, I have my life like, what's the word? Inscribed. I basically have my life inscribed or encrypted into um, blank books like this, like blank journal books. These podcast episodes, I don't know if you can see it, but you see it in other videos. Sometimes I have my whiteboard up behind me. That's my like daily stuff. And then I should share that with you guys too. So it's like, for example, so on my phone I have stuff like when my podcast episodes are gonna drop, and if I have meetings with people or if I have to be somewhere, I'll write that down. Or if I have to an appointment or something, those go in my phone calendar. Then if I'm gonna document ideas where it's like I need to really just write down a bunch of ideas. Like through, I always say, like throughout my books, I have several million dollars, several million dollar plans and ideas that if somebody just did it, it would 100% be worth millions. You would just have to do it. But I'm like, I write all this stuff down, and I'm like, I don't know why I don't do them, but I mean, I guess I do know why. But like, I look at it and I'm just like, okay, I can do this, but I don't really. Well, this isn't it for me, like I'll just write it down. It creates something for somebody that at least puts it into the universe for somebody. And I don't get mad when somebody takes $1 million ideas that I have, because I'm like, yo, that just proved to me that my idea was worth $1 million. Like, cool. Now, how do I just attract that to myself now? Like, how do I put the idea that I'm really passionate about in, get that paid for $1 million? So this is me doing that. So when you hear me on the podcast, it's kind of the result of all the shit that I write in my books. Like, it's kind of the end of, like, how I tie everything together, and I'm kind of like, this is what I got from my week, my day, my whatever, my life, my experience, my time here, there, whatever, Excuse me. So, what I do is like whatever I write down in this book, it kind of tends to become real. And whatever I write down and I say is going to happen, it becomes real if I like actually go and do it. So like I said, I have what I write down here where I need to be here, there, whatever. I also write that on my board. I need to do this, be here today, handle this today. My whiteboard's like a daily thing. And it's like a daily slash overall sort of thing. And then, excuse me. And then in my journal is my like creations and stuff. And then it's actually kind of interesting. It's like my sharing on the podcast is my personal journal, I would say. I like journaling, but it hurts my hand and it takes too long. So I do it through the podcast and I get the same feeling. And to me, it's actually deeper because hearing my own voice is who I am out to the whole world also. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so if you hear me saying this goes out to everybody and it's documented. And I can't run from it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could delete it all and all that, but I'm not gonna. I never will. So it's a little trippy. Like, I have all my ideas put in all these things, and I realize this is the best way for me to do it. I've tried to use those, like creating like success books and all that, where it's like, okay, what are your dreams? What are you thankful for? Da da da, and all this. And those are cool. I can use it for a while, but it doesn't last with me. Like, I'm really discovering that this is the best process for me, and this is important for you. They called me messy and disorganized over what I'm explaining right now, and I'm realizing that all the insults that they gave us is just them not understanding your gift. This is my gift. If you go through and you combine all these things, you'll be like, damn, like Calvin's kind of on his shit. Like, wow, like I didn't realize. Like, you can only, if you read one, it's gonna be like, he's missing a lot, he doesn't get it. And you read just one or the other, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is kind of off. But when you put them all together, you're like, yo, whoa, okay, this makes a lot of sense. So so for example, like on my board, what do I have here? I've got, I don't know if you can still hear me on the mic, it turned around. I've got my daily things. I got what I'm grateful for times 3. I got meditation, and I put a box because when you physically check it, it registers something in your body, in your brain, and your psyche, and that I forget the exact number, but they say if you can cross off, it's either 3, 5, or 10, 3, 5, 7, or 10 things, it does something to you physiologically and something, I don't know, where it's like it helps it just ingrain it to you, and you get a reward for your work that you did. So sometimes even if I don't have that many things to do, I will write down things that I did without even planning to, and then I'll check it off and cross it out. So it's like, yo, I got to it just completes that link. You know what I'm saying? It just helps the brain to be motivated the next day because it that sex that bleh, did I just say sex with it? That sense of accomplishment of checking off the box or crossing it out or erasing it or whatever. I like to cross it out. I like to check the box and then cross out the word and then I erase it because that just ingrains to me like, yo, you're doing good stuff. And every day I could do it. It just is like I feel weird if I don't do it, you know? So I have send stickers to the fan, which I actually just put in here and I wrote out and I gotta put it in the mailbox tomorrow. And then record episode 14 or 16. See, I had episode 14. I might have lost. I don't know. It was a good one. I gotta go back and find it. I'm just talking to myself out loud here. I want to say it's episode 16. Yeah, this is episode 16. Um, unless I actually did lose 14, and we're gonna put it in the place of 14. I hope I didn't lose it. So, anyways, record this podcast episode. Write down so those are like, oh, and then I had other stuff up there. I already did it, so I already crossed it out. And erased it and wrote new stuff again. So then stuff that I have to, oh, and then the other thing is I wanted to go get a burger later and pay this parking guy $5 that I owe him $5. I just promised that he just let me go because I didn't have a means to pay him in the moment, and I was just like, bro, like I talk about this in the next episode, but like he just let me. I was like, fuck, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I can't pay you. I was having an emergency, and he's just like, all right, like go, fine, and he let me out of the parking thing, and out of my state of panic, I was like, I promise I'll pay you $5. And it's not his $5, you know, it's just the company's. But he let me go, and I was like, and I promised to him, and it's been like a couple months now, and I'm just like, fuck, I keep forgetting, so I keep writing it on more and more things to actually go remember. So if I go get my burgers, which is my reward for doing all my shit, then you know what I'm saying, then I can go accomplish those things. So that's for today, and then I have my other stuff, interviews for other people I'm going to interview. I write out their interviews. I write out all my guest interviews and practice and kind of learn about them and study them and, you know, do my prep shit. And then, so I have all them. That's on my, like, just get done in general shit, you know. And then my other thing is my bills. People I owe money to, you know, whatever company it is. Motorcycle, SDG, insurance, water, phone, registration, pay the car payments, all that shit. And then I also wrote down like what of my work can be delegated. Because I'm kind of starting to drown in the with my swim business and me doing the scheduling and all of that. Like I just can't handle it anymore. So I have to pass the duty on to somebody else that enjoys doing that stuff and that actually is organized in that manner, because it's killing me, dude. And yeah, I just want to work. I don't want to like think about the shit. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then excuse me. Yeah, dude, so it's a trip, man. Like I think documenting or sorry, not documenting, but well, yeah, documenting too, but staying on task and scheduling is so important because that's what all the successful people are doing. And it's interesting. I say that too because the next guest episode is crazy. He's somebody who's super duper task and schedule oriented and goal oriented, and is somebody who believes in investing and meeting your idols and all of that. And I'm not gonna say quite yet because I want it to be a surprise for you guys because it's pretty special. It's actually a really special episode. Um, but it's like, dude, like when we can schedule things properly, we can make space in our brain and our life to meet our idols. You know, and it's like, to me getting organized, me creating this podcast, me laying down this whole platform and doing all this and creating this format is my access to me meeting my idols. You know, and it's like two of my biggest idols, if you just ask me, that first come to mind immediately, David Meltzer and Brad Lee. They're two huge ones for me. They're just so like they're successful in the way that I want to be successful, and they're the two people to like really do it like that, you know? And Snoop Dogg too, I would say. So like this is me doing that. Like this is me creating my dreams. This is me putting in the work to meet my idols, to work with the people I look up to and the people that I respect and the people that I want to add value to their lives. So that's why I'm doing this, you know. If I can add value to David Meltzer's life and to Brad Lee's life, dude, that's huge for me because it's like, damn, that really shows me value and worth. And it's like, whoa, when I can add value to my idols' lives, then obviously it's just gonna add value back to my life, you know? Being in somebody's good graces, it can be worth way more than any fucking, like certain friendships and stuff like that are worth way more than anything else. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't want to be your friend because of your status. I want to be cool with you because you're fucking cool, dude. Like, I never met anybody else like you, so I want to get to know you. You know what I mean? Like, and I look at past idols that I would have, and I would want to get to know them for my own personal benefit. Or, like, what can they, like, oh, they can help me like this. Oh, I would look this cool if they did this. But now I'm like, yo, that's the wrong way to do it. Is like, I'm really learning and I'm listening to them and other people I look up to, different mentors that, teach you how to provide value and really ask for help from the people you want it from and all of that. And like I said, with my emails to Brad Lee, like talking to his assistant, I'm gonna stay in her inbox, dude. Like I want them to just remember who I am and know that like I am who I am, it's like just get to know me and I promise you, it's like you're gonna fuck with me because I fuck with you and I see that, it's like we're not gonna not think each other's cool type of shit. So it's cool because like I was saying, it's like if you clear that space, emotional space, physically in your calendar, mental space, spiritual space, all of this, like if you can have this stuff organized, and again, this is advice that I'm trying to take myself, like the better off we are and the more we have opportunity and time we have to meet our idols and really put that energy into the world and create that. For me, I got to meet David Meltzer and work with him too, actually. And that was fucking phenomenal. I'm like, bro, like I got to have two different meetings with him. My son got to meet him. That was fucking amazing. And it was like, dude, like this is all possible? Like what? Holy crap, I'm like, dude, I'm literally sitting at Dave Meltzer's beach house on the beach, like with my son. We're sitting here just taking notes, like listening to this is insane, dude. But it's like, wow, that's what's possible. Holy crap. So that's one thing too, is like, oh man, I'm gonna petition out to reach out to Dave too to see if I can get him on the show as well. I know though, I'm not just jumping at it and eager because I'm not sure exactly what the value I can bring forth to him to make his time worth it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at, this little crossroads of like, all right, well, I'm gonna just kick back. I'm in no rush. When it comes to like fulfilling your dreams, you can't rush. You gotta like let the idea, you gotta take it in, create the space, and then let it go and just, kind of let it fish itself back in. Um, and it's like, dude, when you can meet your idols and it's like they're legit good people, it's fucking cool, dude. Like, you really, really get to get the best out of life and people and experience. Excuse me. So, yeah, dude, that shit's phenomenal, man. Um, yeah, dude. So, another thing that's interesting too is like when it comes to being able to get yourself on task and scheduled and you get your life squared away in the right compartments and you got yourself lined up correctly, like meeting your idols and people you want to meet becomes an investment in yourself. Like when we start doing this, it really is just a huge investment in ourselves because it's like we're putting time and energy into our stuff being nice and ourselves and our life and our things we deserve, It's like that's just important, man. Like it's really, really important. So, oh, excuse me, back. Oh, my bike. um, yeah, dude. But I don't know. It's like the more we can invest in our self, in our body, in our mental, our physical, our spiritual, we can invest into property, we can invest into money that'll circulate, we can invest into good energy, good karma, good people. We can, but I think the best investment is yourself. And I don't mean that in a money investment. I mean this in a happiness and for your heart investment. That's the ultimate investment. Is like if you can invest maximum happiness into yourself and your own life, you're fucking winning and you're a winner. It doesn't even matter about your money or anything anymore. So, I think that's some amazing shit. So like, yeah, dude, with that being said, like I said, our next guest is somebody who's traveled the world, met and got to become personal friends with Nipsey motherfucking Hussle. Somebody who invests into property, somebody who invests into himself and just many different aspects of life and different people. Um, it's really special. I want to just blab the whole thing, but like I can't. You're going to learn a lot about business. You're going to learn a lot about investing. You're going to learn a lot about making mistakes. You're going to learn a lot about family. You're going to learn a lot about coming up in Mira Mesa, different perspectives of it, San Diego. You're going to learn a lot about different places of the world. And like I said, you're going to hear some untold stories about Nipsey Hussle that you've never heard before, directly from the man's mouth himself. And yeah, man, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for listening, for tuning in. It's fucking absolutely beautiful that we've got people that support the show and keep this going and donating to the show. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, man. Like, I can't even believe this is real, Like, how in the hell, dude? So, it's a trip, man. So, just to wrap this up, I want to say thank you guys to everybody who has gone and left us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate the 5-star reviews. We are officially a 5-star top shelf podcast. We are in the top 50% of all podcasts in the world. And I want to say thank you guys. I want to say thank you to Diego from Onyx Auto. He left a review. It said, highly recommended, 5 stars. Thank you, Calvin, for having me on your podcast. You are a great host. I really appreciate being on your podcast. Diego G, Onyx Auto. I keep saying audio. That's fucked up. Onyx Auto. I'm not sure who this is, but they got a cool name. Spanish Fry. Really something worth the listen, it says. Just like the conversations had with Calvin with his guests, he goes deep and yet makes it feel so natural. Ooh. No, I appreciate that. That's fucking ill. Damn, dude, my man Broughton. My motherfucking bro Broughton, episode 6, I want to say. You know that motherfucker's with the shit. He just crashed. Homie, he's okay. He's safe. The video is absolutely off the charts. You see him just fucking whoa, and just lose it and fucking. You see the bike go flipping and you see him sliding out and he's got the whole thing on camera, dude. Go check it out at lugnut_521 on Instagram. Holy, it's gnarly, dude. But my man came through with the 5 stars. Damn, dude. Always some new and interesting viewpoints and perspective on life coming from artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. Definitely well worth the listen. Thank you, brother. I appreciate everybody and their 5-star reviews and comments. And if you have questions or comments or any guests you want to see on the show, leave it in the review section here. Also, follow us on Instagram at Damn Dude Podcast. And make sure you go check out our last episode too with Dana Mar. It's at Dana Mar. Fucking such a cool ass dude. Fucking famous like around the world and is just doesn't even relate to himself as that. It's just so chill. So I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate everybody hitting the likes. And shout out again to the 10 countries that we are in. I'm gonna shout us out: United States, France, Germany, Peru, United Kingdom, Mexico, Russia, Norway, Indonesia, and Canada, aka Canada. I appreciate you guys, all the listeners in all 74 cities and territories. You guys are the shit, man. This wouldn't be possible without you guys. And make sure you guys holler at the homies in Africa and Oceania. I think that's like Australia continent. I'm confused about Oceania. I never even heard of that till like recently. But holler at them because they're the only two places in the world not listening. And I'm hollering at you guys. Yeah, man. So that's what it is. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Remember, love what you do, love your life, and show yourself some love, man. You deserve it. Life is beautiful. And remember to say three things that you're grateful for every day, every morning. Say three things you're grateful every morning, every night, and your life will be dramatically better and improved by the end. And that's some real shit, you know what I'm saying? So, on that note, have a beautiful day. Roostertail, take us out. That's at Roostertail, TALE official on Instagram. Find them on SoundCloud and wherever music's found. Take us out, man. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Peace.